commit to your purpose. I don't know, sometimes you may not even be aware what you're called to be doing at this particular time. Maybe last year you kept wondering, why on earth am I here? Why did God create me? Why do I wake up every day and I do the same thing every day and I don't feel fulfilled? If you want to know what you are here for, your purpose comes from your manufacturer. Your manufacturer is God. If you are aware that you are called to be an encourager, don't wait for a pulpit to encourage someone. Don't wait for a big meeting to encourage people. Start with the very person who is with you in your house. Is it your sister? Is it your mom? Is it your dad? Is it a cousin? Is it a mentee? Start doing encouragement if that is what gives you purpose, if that is what gives you fulfillment. Don't wait for spectacular things to give you purpose. Start from where you are. If you feel like when you wake up in the morning, you are a sports person and you need to exercise in order for you to stay in good health, and you're just in the house saying, may I just run? Yes, you can run, but you won't feel fulfilled. You won't actually encourage somebody who's been looking up to you. Commit to the purpose that you're called to do. You need passion. You need to understand that even when you know what you're called to do, it costs. It costs time. I would like to encourage you. What is your vision? Do you actually understand where you're headed? Do you see your future? Of course, our future is only in the Lord, because we are only guaranteed of this moment that we are in. But do you have something that you can say? When I see my life right now, and I think about my life in the next, what is a measurable time, maybe 2 to 5 years? Forget 10, forget 20. But that is also good. But when you look at your life from now, 2023, the next 5 years, do you have a plan, a small plan? Do you have something that you're thinking about? Do you see yourself becoming someone different from who you are? Now, when you're at home or when you're in the office, do you note down those things? Like, when I go along this year, God helping me, some plans I had last year, I still would like to carry them over because they're in God's will. Did you write them down? Learn to write what you're dreaming about. Let nobody tell you, that's too big for you. If you think you're going to be a speaker, I don't know, I can only tell you, start speaking now. I've told you this, that I started the YouTube inspirational videos when I'm 50, when I turned 50. Time is always right to do what you feel you're called to do, your vision. Another example I can give you. If you think where you're working, you won't be working there the next 5 years, what do you like doing? Do you like business? What are you gifted in? If you're employed, but you keep on saying, I'm going to be the biggest business person, I'm going to be a freelancer, I'm going to start something of my own, you need to start saving that little money. When you're given your money by your boss, you need to put some money aside, perhaps even drop some things. You need to look at what you did last year, and admittedly you say, this was not important, this was not relevant. Sometimes I've had to do that myself. I say, this one I was off. And in order for me to go where I'm going, I need to be on track again. I have to admit some things that I did. They just came and they cluttered my vision. I need to declutter this year. So set goals that can help you. These goals include, importantly, your time. Understanding that you don't have time. The word of God says, redeeming time. You look at Ephesians chapter 5. It tells us to live wisely, redeeming time. If you're going to be a successful person, if you're going to commit to some priorities and purposes, you have to redeem some time that you lost last year. Don't meet me in town, and because we laugh together, we fellowship a lot, then we take 2 hours talking. and you had not, planned for me, you were going somewhere, I end up eating into your precious time. Maybe need to drop some habits even this year. Some habits are just parasites. Some habits will just derail you from going where you're headed. Do you sleep too much than you need to sleep? Do you actually sit down and do nothing while you need to be doing something? Do you always run late for meetings? Do you always find yourself, you are that last minute person? Perhaps that could be the parasite that has been eating into your priorities. If you've got to be successful, you need to be stingy with your time. I've learned something, that people who are very successful, they don't always have time. You look at them. You need to make appointments in order to see them. You need to let them know you're going to see them because they have so many things to do in the course of the day. That's how they manage to be successful. But as for you, you have time to meet everybody. You have time to sleep. You have time to wake up late. You have time to sit and think about how depressed you are. You need to realign your time. What are you doing with the time that you have been given by God? Are you stewarding it? God has given you an opportunity this year. He's given you an opportunity to relook at your priorities, realign them, review them. Just see what you need to drop and what you need to do. Think about your purpose. I have told you, you have a purpose in this life. Think of what you like to do. Think of what, when you do it, you get joyful, you get fulfilled. That could be your purpose. If you think your past is hindering you from going to your future, you must deal with it. Just keep on remembering what is good adds more value to you than what is bad. Yes, we cannot forget exactly some of the things that we did last year that were not adding value, but those were lessons. In life, we always learn what to do and what not to do, but we cannot live there. There are things that we will never be able to maybe forget. They happened. We deal with them once in a while, but do not let them hinder you from focusing and retracting and heading to your future again. So I'm wishing you a great year once again. I hope as we continue talking about this year, we will be saying, okay, I realigned my purposes, I realigned my priorities, I have now known what is important, what is urgent, I have now known what to write down and how to follow up with what I've written down. But most important, commit your plans and purposes to God. When you commit them to God, He helps you to establish all those things that you're dreaming about. As for now, I'd like to say a bye-bye, and I want to remind you that God is for you and God is for your relationships. Just keep on surrendering them to Him. As for now, it's a bye-bye. I love you and God bless you. Enjoy the year while it's still young.